99% of Toyota owners have no idea how much money they've handed over for repairs that were never necessary. Some of those repairs were padded, a few were exaggerated, and at least 6 of them, depending on the dealer, are completely fabricated services that exist for one reason only: to move money from your wallet into theirs. After years of working on Toyotas and watching customers walk in clutching repair estimates that made my stomach turn, I started keeping a list. These are the 10 repairs Toyota dealers love to sell, ranked from the merely overpriced to the outright fake. By the end of this video, you'll never get talked into half of them again. Let's get started. Number 1. The Engine Flush Upsell. This is the service writer's favorite because it sounds responsible and costs the dealer almost nothing. You bring your Toyota in for a routine oil change, and suddenly you're told your engine has sludge buildup and needs a flush before they'll even do the oil. They'll quote you anywhere from $80 to $150. Here is the truth. A modern Toyota engine, like the 2.5-liter A25A 4-cylinder found in the current Camry and RAV4, or the older 2AR FE, running on a regular synthetic oil schedule, almost never develops the kind of sludge that requires a chemical flush. Toyota itself does not list a routine engine flush anywhere in the standard maintenance schedule. Worse, on a high-mileage engine that genuinely does have deposits, a sudden chemical flush can dislodge chunks of sludge that then clog the oil pickup screen, which is the small mesh filter sitting at the bottom of the oil pan that feeds the oil pump. That can turn a healthy engine into a seized one. If you have changed your oil on schedule, this service does nothing. It's not always fake, but for the average maintained Toyota, it's money lit on fire. Number 2. The Fuel Injection Cleaning Service. They'll wheel out a machine, hook it to your engine, and charge you $150 to $200 to clean your fuel injectors and restore performance. On most Toyotas, this is theater. Modern port fuel injectors on engines like the 2GR FE V6 are extremely reliable and rarely clog, especially since every tank of name-brand gasoline already contains detergent additives mandated to keep injectors clean. The one real exception is direct injection engines, which can develop carbon buildup on the backs of the intake valves, but a machine hooked to the fuel rail doesn't even touch those valves. That requires a completely different walnut shell blasting procedure. So when they sell you injector cleaning to fix carbon, they're selling you a service that physically cannot reach the problem they're describing. For 99% of drivers, a bottle of Techron once in a while does more than their $200 machine. Number 3. The Throttle Body Cleaning. This one rides on the back of the fuel injection scam. They will tell you your throttle body, the valve that controls how much air enters your engine, located right where the air intake hose meets the engine, is dirty and causing rough idle or poor fuel economy. They will quote $100 or more. Now, throttle bodies do get carbon deposits over many years. That part is real, but it is a 10-minute job with a can of throttle body cleaner and a rag, and any owner can watch a video and understand it. On a car with under 60,000 or 70,000 miles, it almost never needs doing. Dealers love bundling this with other cleanings, so the total estimate balloons. The service is not fake, but the urgency and the price absolutely are. Number 4. The Battery Terminal Cleaning and Protection Package. You will see this line item appear for $30 to $50, described as cleaning corrosion off your battery terminals and applying a protective coating. Here is the reality. If your terminals have visible corrosion, the white or green powder around the connections, wiping them down takes about 2 minutes with a wire brush and costs nothing. If they do not have corrosion, and most do not, then there is nothing to clean. This is a pure padding item, designed to add a small charge that feels too minor to argue about. Multiply that across thousands of customers, and it becomes enormous profit for a service that is either trivial or completely unnecessary. This one is fake, more often than not. Number 5. The multi-point inspection findings fee. The multi-point inspection itself is supposed to be free. It is a sales tool. But watch what happens after. The inspection discovers a list of yellow and red items, and several of those are phantom. The classic is being told your cabin air filter and engine air filter both need immediate replacement at $60 or $70 each, installed. The cabin air filter on most Toyotas sits behind the glove box and takes 90 seconds to swap. The filter itself costs about $15 online. They mark it up 3 to 4 times and charge labor for something that requires no tools. The filter may genuinely be dirty, but the framing is urgent and the installed price are where you get taken. Number 6. The lifetime transmission additive or protectant. If you've ever paid for any of these, don't feel bad. The entire system is designed to make these feel routine. If this is saving you money, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. It genuinely helps me keep making these honest breakdowns. Now let's get into the ones that are almost pure fiction. This is where it crosses fully into fake. Some dealers push a bottled additive they pour into your transmission, claiming it extends transmission life, reduces wear, or conditions the seals for anywhere from $100 to $200. Toyota engineers its automatic transmissions to run on a specific transmission fluid, often the world standard ATF, and adding aftermarket chemicals to that fluid can actually interfere with the carefully balanced friction properties the transmission needs to shift correctly. Toyota does not endorse these additives. There is no Toyota service requirement for any transmission additive. The only thing your transmission needs is the correct fluid, changed at the correct interval. This product solves a problem that does not exist, and at worst, it creates one. Number 7. The nitrogen tire fill upsell and top-off plan. They will offer to fill your tires with nitrogen instead of regular air, often as a $30 to $200 package, claiming better fuel economy, more stable tire pressure, and longer tire life. Regular air is already 78% nitrogen. The marginal benefit of pure nitrogen is so small that for normal street driving, it is effectively meaningless, and the practice is mostly relevant to aircraft and race cars that deal with extreme temperature swings. Worse is the ongoing top-off plan, where they charge you to refill nitrogen over time when free air at any gas station does the identical job. This is one of the purest profit-on-nothing items in the entire dealership. Number 8. The premium or synthetic blend coolant flush before it's due. A coolant flush is a real service. Your Toyota's engine coolant does need replacement, but the factory interval is long. Toyota's long life coolant, the pink super long life coolant, is typically rated for around 10 years or 100,000 miles for the first change, then 60,000 miles or so after. Dealers routinely sell coolant flushes at 30,000 miles, less than a third of the way to when it is actually needed, often dressed up with words like premium or conditioner additive. Flushing healthy coolant early does nothing beneficial and just empties your wallet. Check your maintenance schedule before ever agreeing to this. If your car is nowhere near the interval, it is a fake sale. Number 9. The headlight restoration protection coating as a repair. Foggy, yellowed headlight lenses are a real thing. The clear polycarbonate plastic oxidizes in sunlight over years. Restoration is legitimate. But here's the scam version. Dealers will sometimes list headlight restoration as a needed repair on cars with lenses that are barely hazed, quoting $100 or more. The coating they apply often wears off within months because they skip the proper UV sealant step to save time. You can do a far more durable job yourself with a $20 kit. Presenting a cosmetic detailing service as a safety repair is the trick here. The upsell pressure is where it tips into dishonest. Number 10. The engine and transmission mount preventive replacement. This is the most expensive fake on the list and the one that makes me angriest. A service advisor tells you your engine mounts or transmission mounts, the rubber and metal brackets that hold your engine and transmission to the frame and absorb vibration, are starting to wear and should be replaced preventively for $400 to $800 or more. Mounts do fail eventually, and a genuinely broken mount causes real clunking and vibration. But mounts do not need preventive replacement. They are replaced when they fail, not before, and a mount that is not cracked, collapsed, or leaking its fluid is doing its job perfectly. Selling preventive mount replacement on a car with no symptoms is selling a fix for a part that is completely fine. Always ask to physically see the supposedly bad mount and ask what symptom it is causing. If they cannot show you a crack or a leak, you are being played. So there is the honest breakdown. Of those 10, the engine flush, fuel injector cleaning, battery terminal package, transmission additive, nitrogen fill, and preventive mount replacement are the 6 that, for a normally maintained Toyota, are either completely fabricated or so unnecessary they might as well be. The rest are real services sold with fake urgency and inflated prices. The single best defense you have is simple. Pull out your owner's manual, find the maintenance schedule, and compare it against any estimate they hand you. If a service is not in that book, and they cannot physically show you the worn part, you have every right to say no and walk out. Your Toyota was built to go hundreds of thousands of miles, and it does not need a single one of these to get there. If this opened your eyes, watch the video I have on the maintenance steps that actually matter after every oil change, because that is where the real engine life is won or lost.